Hey y'all, Merry almost Christmas. It's your girl Makayla here, back with another Maja Speaks. Today I will be giving you guys a short little message on generosity for this holiday season and for the season of life. So let's just hop right into the video. I chose to talk about generosity today because it is the Maja Speaks before Christmas, and Christmas is not about receiving gifts. It is more about giving, and it is about the birth of Christ and, you know, keeping Christ in Christmas. So I want to talk about giving. Now, generosity, first of all, is a daily task. It's not just for the holiday season, and it's not just when you can, you know, build up the urge. Generosity is how you live your daily life. God won't bless who he can't trust. And if you feel like you're trying to build your relationship with God and you're doing all you can do, it's important to ask yourself, are you giving? And it doesn't have to always be monetarily, but are you giving your time? Words of advice, are you giving and being generous on a daily basis? You know, a lot of us say, oh, I don't have enough money to give. I'm not in the right financial place to give right now. But you don't give when you're rich and when you have what you need. You give when you're in need. You give when you're lacking something. I know me personally, I've made a video on tithes that I'll try to put in the description box. This whole year I have saved up tithes, and I don't have what other people would see as a consistent income, but as long as God is bringing money into my wallet, it's income, and it's coming whenever he sees fit. So every time I got money from doing something, I put 10% of that money aside for my tithes. Also, there's offerings that you can give at church, and spontaneous giving is also very important. But like I said, don't focus on the money aspects. When you're lacking is when you should want to give, so it can come back to you. You know, in the Bible they have the story of the woman who gave her last. She gave a little penny at the offering, and everybody else, well, they were spending racks. They was just making it rain at the altar, but she was the most important one because she gave her last. She gave out of need, and she gave all she had. So it's not about giving the most money. It's about giving out of your heart and doing it with joy. So don't wait until you're stable enough to give. Only if you're giving $1 to God, he will be thankful if that's all you can do in that season. You got to ask him, how much do you want me to give? And don't think that you're giving blindly. God is always going to bring it back to you tenfold or in a better way. I want to bless others the way I want to be blessed. And a lot of people will be like, well, I don't know what people are doing with that money. When it comes to giving to churches, you just have to, first of all, pray about where your money should go, and second of all, release it. You can't worry about what they're doing with it. You have to focus on what was your intent when giving it away, because you can never be certain on what people are doing with the money you give, but you have to think of it as you're giving to God and not to man. If you have any money you're able to give, God is not asking for a certain amount of money, and giving is not for them, it's for you. It shows how you are and how your heart is. You know, a lot of us have hearts that's still under construction. Do it for you. Do it to make you feel good. When you see people in need, condition your heart to have compassion for people. I know that's something I had to do, because I would see people and I'm like, well, why can't they just do this, or why can't this happen? But it's not my job to question them. It's my job to have a spirit of generosity, to do my part in helping them. And a lot of people go into saying, oh, I never have enough. But how do you never have enough and our God is the God of more than enough? It just doesn't make sense. As you guys know, for this year I really wanted to grow spiritually and be a fully God-centered woman, but the real test of spiritual maturity is how freely and openly you give in spontaneous moments. It's about, you know, God speaking to you, how well you listen and how well you execute. If God's like, okay, put $1 in the bucket, and you're like, nah, I need to go in the store and I need eggs, milk, I don't know if I'm gonna have $1 to spare, you just missed your blessing right there. It's just about following instructions when it comes to generosity, opening up your heart, conditioning your heart to be prepared to give. Generosity is so important because it's something that comes back to you. You give when you're in need. You give when you're lacking something. Open up your heart. So I think that is all for today's video. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas coming up. I will be seeing you guys in tomorrow's video.